She called him silly little millimeter Peter. So he tried too hard to prove that he's a man. And because of this, of course, he couldn't keep her. And that is when amnesia set in. 1, 2, 2.5.
You claim I was with you way back then, there in the Blue Note parking lot. Well, I can't remember if or when I was ever there with you or not.
Now don't be mad, honey, 'cause this happens a lot. My memory is the second shortest thing I got.
The shortest thing I got, but I like it a lot. Believe it or not, I hate to disappoint you, but that's all I got. In the 60s I was loose as a goose. I never gave my a second thought. I put her through the paces, all kind of abuse. I'd be proud to tell you everything, but I forgot. You asked me how I'm feeling, well, not so hot, 'cause my memory is the second shortest thing I got. Now I put on fancy clothes and lots of cologne, put on a purple blazer and a blue ascot. Though I was usually broke, largely unknown, the ladies liked my style, at least that's what I thought. But once they got to know me, they'd leave me alone, 'cause my memory is the second shortest thing I own. They leave me alone, like a dog with no bone. The shortest thing I own. She said she likes me better on the telephone.
Oh, mercy.
I can blame it on my age or stuff that I was on. That didn't make me what I am today. I've had this little problem since the day I was born. I blame it on my pappy and my DNA. This little handicap is really for the birds. I sing this song for you, but I forgot the words. The shortest thing I got, I should get it fixed, 'cause I like it a lot. I'd have a plate of oysters, but they give me the trots. I take my vitamins with a hot buttered rum, smoke a cigarette or two, and go out for a run. I know that it sounds crazy, but that's how I get it done. One side needs the discipline, the other needs the fun. A devil on my left side and an angel on the right. One side is a bully and the other is contrite. One side takes the darkness and the other likes the light. The left side points the finger while the other is polite. I take my vitamins with a hot buttered rum, smoke a cigarette or two, go out for a run. Sounds a little crazy, but that is how it's done. One side needs the discipline, the other needs the fun. Here's Bryan. Sincere, the other me a fake.
One side wants to give and the other wants to take. One is like an altar boy, the other is a rake. Split right down the middle, and I'm sure I'm gonna break. I take my vitamins with a hot buttered rum. Smoke a cigarette or two, go out for a run. I know that this sounds crazy, but it's how I get it done. One side needs the discipline, the other needs the fun.
Pues igual que yo. ¿Y qué opina usted? ¿Qué opina usted del gobierno canario? ¿Y de los ayuntamientos de la isla?
Sometimes on the bottom and sometimes on the top. On Monday I'm a teetotaler and on Tuesday I'm a sop. This schizophrenic thing of mine simply has to stop. But to help me get it figured out, I'll have a double shot. I take my vitamins with a hot buttered rum. Smoke a cigarette or two, go out for a run. Sounds a little crazy, but that is how it's done. One side needs the discipline, the other needs the fun.
Now this brief message from our sponsor.
Anderson's Auto Body.
Let's get something straight.
Mr. Gumbody, you've been a very naughty boy. You know you're not supposed to go to get your car body fixed. Now I have to punish you.
Mr. Gumbody knows perfectly well that Anderson's Auto Body absolutely dominates the field when it comes to
Paintless dent repair. Baked paint refinishes. Window tinting. Exact paint matches. Pickup and delivery.
Oh, God, I'm your dirty little boy.
Custom pinstriping.
Oh,
On-site towing.
oh, God.
And if your car is as twisted as this commercial, Anderson's has custom frame straightening too. And all their work carries a lifetime warranty.
Mr. Gumbody, take out that ball gag and get your car to the fully trained techs at Anderson's Auto Body on Highway 200 in Pend Oreille. Anderson's Auto Body.
Let's get something straight.
On Highway 200 in Pend Oreille.
I know it does sound crazy, but that's how it's done. One side needs the discipline, the other needs the fun. That's it. That's it. I said that's it. Are you quite finished? Oh, being rebellious, huh? Look, this is my song and I can pull the plug. Take this. Guess we put a little stop to that uprising. Oh, yes. Sitting round the fire, getting higher and higher and higher. Sitting round the fire, getting higher and higher and higher. The smoke billows up like it's flowing up a chimney spout. On a day like today, there ain't nothing worth getting uptight about. On a day like today, there ain't nothing worth getting uptight about. Living on a bus, nobody raising any fuss. Well, the gypsy life has been very, very good to us. You know that love is what it's all about. On a day like today, there ain't nothing worth getting uptight about. On a day like today, there ain't nothing worth getting uptight about. live on a boat or any other thing that floats. You're happy as a clam when you find that bottle with the note. Says, whoever finds this, here's a tip to help you out. On a day like today, there ain't nothing worth getting uptight about. On a day like today, there ain't nothing worth getting uptight about. That's right. On a day like today, there ain't nothing worth getting uptight about. On a day like... This is a song about rainbows. As ditzy as it sounds. You can have your head in the sky as long as your feet on the ground. If you capture a rainbow, and if the truth be told, you'll never want for anything, 'cause you found a pot of gold. Oh yeah. Now I was hired to sell rainbows, to brighten up your day. The sunshine through those water drops will chase your blues away. I am sending you rainbows, 'cause that is what I do. I'm trying to get this message out, that rainbows are good for you. Cha-cha-cha. To the third power. Now there's one last thing I would tell you before I fly away. When you are lost in weariness, and when your world is gray, there's 7 sparkling colors. How brilliantly they shine. You don't need to wait until it rains, 'cause they're right there in your mind. They've been there all the time. Yeah. For the days and for the nights, drowning in cheap jiggers of blues. Noah's Ark has departed, 'cause my woman cut the anchor loose. Down a cost of loving done put a hole in the soul of my blues. It's raining inside and the folks is leaving 2 by 2. This is the last call. Old Willie set him up, but the folks is leaving 2 by 2. But I'm just here swimming, drowning in the memory of you. Now take it away. Pick it now, pick it. Don't bake it too much, it won't heal. Now what you gonna do when the ceiling caves in from the flood? This is not good. What you gonna do when the floor is slick with whiskey and mud? Since my little mama left me, it's a shot of wild turkey and bud. Now when that big boss up there calls you, let's hope that you treated her right and did not abuse. When they drop that gangplank, let's just hope they don't drop it on you. Cause that high cost of loving done put a hole in the soul of my blues. Faster boat to take me on the water. I got a faster car, just went out and bought her. I haven't got the time to play with son and daughter, 'cause I'm going nowhere faster than I've ever gone before. Got me a cyclone fence to make me feel safe. I got a fax machine to expedite the paper, and I start to get mean from making green strips of paper. Going nowhere faster than I've ever gone before. That's right. Forgot how to use my feet since they made that escalator. And I forgot to use my mind since they made the calculator. I gotta have one now, but I can pay for it later. Going nowhere faster than I've ever gone before. Like the dog that chased his tail just to come around again, trying to hurry up to get where I've always been. Got a cellular phone, I just can't do without it, 'cause when I'm not home, the boss gets mad about it. It just ain't right, there's no doubt about it. I've been going nowhere faster than I've ever gone before. Now what's wrong with this picture?
Hey, fill it up with super, will ya? And check the tires while you're at it. And also check that fuel injection, will ya? The gas pedal doesn't go down quite far enough. I have to check those brakes one of these days. Take care now. Keep the change. This is my special request for Reverend Miller. Imagine if you can a place called Rubberland. Life has a lot of bounce in Rubberland. And you can stretch your dollar a long way in Rubberland, too. Where? In Rubberland. We'll tell you again. Way down in Rubberland. Now, somebody asked me the other day, he says, Ron, how do you get to Rubberland? Well, you know, I just had to tell him. I went to my dentist the other day and he put this rubber hose on my nose. And all of a sudden everything just sort of went. I was in Rubberland. That's how I got to Rubberland. Where? In Rubberland. Way down in Rubberland. You can jump off the mountains and bounce in the valleys of Rubberland. It's fun. You know, they have a gum machine in the men's room here at the halfway house, and I don't recommend it.
Why not?
I don't know. I put 50 cents on that machine and took that gum out and unwrapped it and stuck it in my mouth. And my jaws just went. It was from Rubberland. That gum was from Rubberland. Hermetically sealed with a little reservoir on the end.
Neon colors.
That's right. It's not something I'm particularly proud of. But you know, the truth is, I don't need those things anymore. Not since I met Mabel. Inflatable Mabel. She comes from Rubberland. Mabel comes from Rubberland. Woo, woo. Rubberland. Well, there's only one problem.
What's that, Ron?
Sometimes it's kind of hard to make it stand in Rubberland. Sometimes it just goes. In Rubberland. Doesn't that stretch your neck? Way down and down in Rubberland. I know. I bet you want us to stop this song, don't you? You know, we could stretch it out all night if we wanted. You know why? It's from Rubberland. Hey, that's an important song.
Foundation of our economy.
I know, it's a totally tasteless thing.
Now, in the spirit of the holiday, the Lloyd Family Choir would like to close this presentation with our version of Tchaikovsky's masterpiece from the Swan Lake Ballet, The Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies. Maestro?